What's up, guys? How we doing? Just trying to get my print queued up here real quick, and we'll get started here. Today has not been my day for printing, I can tell you that right now. It has been quite brutal. Where are we at here? So I'm going to give just another minute till some people show up, and then we will get started, and I will start on my snack. Because this is getting late now. Well, not late, I guess. Matt, what's up, man? Aaron, Koss. This is going to be a fun night, I think. I hope. Well, I mean, it's been an easy night. Tomorrow night's going to be the fun and crazy one. A delay on the audio, huh? There should be no delay on the audio. Are you still seeing it? Dustin, what's up, dude? It should be 1080p. Are you still having a delay in the audio or what? There is a delay. I don't know why there's a delay. Check RTX voice is on. And the microphone seems to be okay. I can remove noise suppression and see if that's any better. I don't know if that changes my noise floor at all there. Let's see what else could be an issue here. Everything else is turned off. That's off. That's off. It's just the one microphone here. Huh. Alright, maybe Aaron, you should just close and reopen then. I'm going to put my noise suppression back on then. Just to get rid of the noise floor a little bit. Noise suppression done. Yeah, we'll go right to, like, where was I at here? I was like there, I think. Check, check, 1, 2. Everybody can hear me okay still? Okay. Let me do one last check here at the printer, make sure it's going, and then we're gonna get started on this. Yeah, all right. We're doing good. So, welcome everybody. Oh, hey, thanks for coming from Poland. How you doing? All right. So tonight, what are we doing? This is my Folgertech 2020 i3. This was actually a gift to me by fans when I had. I think it was when I had Maddie. So that was a little over 2 years ago. 3 years ago? Yeah. It was almost 3 years ago now that I've had this. This has been a workhorse printer for me. So it has a E3D Titan Aero on it. with a hardened nozzle. So this is pretty much my optimal setup for flexible filaments. It prints fantastic. I really hate dealing with these glass beds these days. It's just kind of pointless. And it's just such a clunky design. I mean, if you look at it here, I mean, look at this rat's nest. And this is everything actually like kind of, you know, as wired managed as I could make it without cutting the wires. You know, I mean, there's just things everywhere. I did my best to cable manage using some P clips there and here. I added on my own very shoddy power switch down here. You can see that there. So I've done, you know, everything that I can, and I think it's time for something new. So tomorrow night, what we're going to do is we're going to use the parts from this, and we're going to create a new printer. And it's a new printer that Aaron, he's actually here in chat, he and I have been working, mostly him. A lot of these designs are his, and I've tweaked a little bit here and there and found pieces, but a lot of it's him. But we're going to make a brand new 3D printer out of a lot of these parts plus a lot of other parts. Yeah, Aaron, it is. This is a very, very wide printer and not very tall. So the build volume in this is not great. And again, it's not a fantastic printer. I had to modify. It comes with M5 threaded rod. For the Z, I've upgraded this to you know, a T8 lead screw 4-start standard for 3D printer. I've upgraded a lot of 3D printed parts for it. I've added vibration feed. I added a tensioner to it. It's running on IGES bearings with custom carriers that I made. It was running on TMC 2100s. Those were the bee's knees, you know, 2 years ago. So I upgraded to those. But it's running this very standard ramps board. Sorry, you can't see that right here. This is very standard, old school ramps board. This was a nothing special printer, but it worked. So I did some, Aaron. I did some. You did a lot of the work, buddy. So yeah, so what we're gonna do tonight we're just gonna hang out, chill. I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this printer because we're using not all the parts from here, but we're reusing quite a few of them. And we're kind of just going to go from there. So as I'm working on this, we'll chat. If anybody's any questions, please feel free to drop them in chat. I'm happy to answer them. And we'll kind of go from there. But we're going to save all of the new parts and the new build for tomorrow night. Tonight's just going to be kind of relaxing and disassemble this. So I'll get my tools together here and we will get started. I always kind of wonder like where to start. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and start with electronics here. Make sure that you guys can... I did figure out that if I put this other DSLR into manual focus, that I get rid of the brackets. So that's kind of cool. I like that. So I guess we'll start here with electronics and pull this off. I mean, ramps boards are good. I don't know. Make sure you guys can still hear me even though I'm a little further away here. Ramps boards were cool because they have so many inputs to them. You know, yeah, they are an old school 8-bit, but I mean, you can do a dual Z right off of them. It's just very easy to do. You can do different style end stops, whether 2-wire, 3-wire. You can add pretty much any LCD to it with this little extra header right here to add on your LCDs there. I don't know if you can do any of the newer touchscreen ones on a ramps though. But all of the old school, you know, full color, all those ones, all work with a ramps board. As far as I know, they've always worked for me. But, yeah, I guess we'll get this thing apart first. Kind of go on from here. I am keeping almost 99% of this printer. Even if I don't use it for the new build, it will be worth my while to keep the parts. Because you never know where you're going to need something. But we're definitely reusing the power supply off of this because I need that for the new printer. Because I don't have any spare power supplies anymore because I use them all. And I use some, I mean, this is before I was using ferrules. So these are just regular old twisted wires. Like nothing special there whatsoever. Well, fair enough, Gunner. I mean, it's just a Mega 2560, or was it the whatever the 2560 board, whatever those are. But I mean, I had worked really hard to cable manage this thing, keep everything as neat as possible. I went ahead and put, I mean, I put a cable chain on the back to manage the bed and help, kind of, not strain it. But I was big into P-clips because they are super useful for keeping wires managed. I need a need something to put all these screws in. Guess we'll put those in there too. But I will also be using my power switch from here because I have a few extras, but there's no reason to get rid of something that still works. And for the input from the switch to the board, I just cut an old power cable, basically just a power supply cable. Cut that, and that's what I'm using on there. But see, I mean, everything's zip tied, nice and neat. Like, man, it looks like a doggone good printer for not having an enclosure. I mean, it is an absolute rat's nest here, though. This is just, god awful crazy. That's trash. That doesn't go in there. Like all of this just for X. I mean, look at all that. Huge cables for some reason. I don't know why I did that. Hey Viking, what's up, man? So try to not make a mess while I do this as well, because I got to put everything into my parts bin. And this all has good end stops, good cables. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the printer. It's just, it's time for something new. Some new hotness. Let's see, what can we get out of the way here? Actually, definitely did not have a lot of supplies when I built this, because I was back in the U.S. in a rental house when we were having her, and this was my build to do at home, which is why they all got it for me. So I had something to do after having the new baby. Not like I have anything else to do. I still had 3 other kids to manage and take care of, but hey, it was a very nice gesture, and this printer came in use for quite a long time. I know Riley, if he was here, he'd be sad to see it go, because he was the one that had started the GoFundMe and everything like that in order to have people donate to make this, and then Riley did the final purchase for the machine. All that's going down the hot end stuff. Let's get this out of the rat's nest. Hey Skewed, what's up, dude? Oh, Llama's here too. What's up, man? Everybody's coming out to hang out tonight. Or I should say this evening. It's not that late for you guys back in the States. But yeah, I'm very excited for this new build. It's going to be quite spectacular, I think. Literally a 1-week challenge for how to design a 3D printer. And print it as well, because I'm also doing some multicolor prints, and power went out several times today and ruined several prints, so I have to wait to start those prints. I'm doing the final single color parts right now that we had to design and change yesterday, and once that finishes up, about the time I go to bed, I'll be able to start that other multicolor one. Hopefully tonight. I want to start it tonight so that I can wake up in the morning and start the final one before the build tomorrow night. Dusty, you disassembled your FT5R1. Oh man, Dustin, really? Why would you disassemble it, dude? one of the reasons why I bought the FT5, Dustin. So that's everything disconnected from there. Let's get this power supply out of the way now, I guess. We're going to be reusing this power supply. And I actually have a list here of all the parts that I need to take off of this printer for the new one. And the whole reason why I'm doing this tonight and not this whole thing in one stream is because Aaron went ahead and redesigned or just reassembled the printer basically with the same extrusion that's here to get a better build volume. So I need to cut one of them down, and I might assemble, I can assemble everything except for the top Z-brace on the new build. So I think we'll go ahead and just make those adjustments tonight and get ready for that. And then tomorrow I will cut down the final extrusion. Hey, Brandon. And man, this is in there. What things did I use on that? Yeah, I'll at least get the frame together and I'll cut that last piece of extrusion tomorrow. I can't cut it tonight because kids are in bed. Oh, man, those are in there tough. Oh yeah, these were those, when I use these clips, or these, what do you call these, not spades, but whatever, the terminals, they were too wide, so I had to actually clip them down, but this one I didn't clip, and it was really tight getting it in there, and being in there. So we can get power supply out, which probably is mounted in the greatest way you could ever do it, which is with some angled corners. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so those are my power supply mounts right there. Our angled corners. It's pretty jank. Yeah, Brandon, I wanted to try a new angle for this one, because I wanted to be here at my computer because I'm still doing stuff, and this is gonna be the same view I think for tomorrow's stream. It's a little narrow, but I think it'll work out well. I'm not 100% sold on it yet for tomorrow's stream, but figured I would try it out tonight and see. Oh, Llama, I almost forgot to unplug it. Whew, thanks for the reminder, dude. All right, so power supply will go down into that pile because I need that part. All right. Hang on. Pick it up. Thank you. Don't worry about it. Good night. All right. Let's get the electronics off. Oh yeah, this was interesting because I remember now that the electronics top mount actually mounts into the corner bracket. So the one thing with this printer, the other thing I don't like about it is that it is, I mean, I can bend the printer, you see, because it's using inside corner brackets. You guys have seen these. So they actually go inside the T-slot in order, and they just use 2 grub screws on each side of the extrusion, and that's what holds it together. So, oh, Dustin making a laser cutter. Cool, dude. I actually, Gunner was trying to talk me into making this into a CNC. But yeah, but anyways, the corners on this are just not great, and they're not very strong. So it makes the whole printer very, very flexible, and it's not the most rigid thing in the world. Bigger ones for that. No, Llama, that was my oldest daughter going to bed. Think I should turn off crash detection MK3S clone. You can, Brandon. They say that that can produce false positives, but I mean, that's your mileage may vary with that though. Focus there again. One thing with having the camera way over here and the screen way over there, it's hard to make sure everything's in. How are the Z extrusions attached to the base? The same inside corners, Aaron. So not using any significant brackets or anything. Oh, that came loose. You're kidding me. Dang it. Hang on a second. Had this gargantuan print going, and it just came loose off the bed on the Sidewinder. Piece of crap printer. Golly. I have good days with that printer and I have bad days with that printer, but the fact that it just failed, that was like 5 hours into a print. Can I post this on a time-lapse recap? Yinka, this entire build is going to be done live. I'm not doing any editing on these videos. Figured it'd be fun live stream, interact with some people. Yeah, Dustin, I did think about that, but I wasn't printing anything very large in flexible, and also the amount of times that I was using this, just because I did use it purely as a flexible printer, was very limited. I also didn't like any of the mounting options that I had for spool holders on it, just because of its awkward design. So yeah. Oh, 100%. This is how you produce a very, very cheap 3D printer. There's no doubts there at all. But it served its purpose. I mean, I can't knock the make of it. I liked it for the time that I had it. But now that I'm a little more advanced, I think I can make something different. Hey, Chris, what's up? Yeah, I was never a fan of these top-mounted motors. But I did add on the extensions, the 3D printed extensions, which did give you a higher Z. It added almost about 30 millimeters to the Z height, which wasn't half bad. Or gave it 40, something like that. It gave it quite a bit extra on the Z height. Alright, so I need to, what are we going to do here next? We're going to tackle the X here soon. Let's get this LCD out of the way. And then we are going to reuse the LCD as well. So we need to take off these old 3D printed brackets. Oh man, 68 hours in, that's insane. Today has honestly been one of my worst 3D printing days ever. And you know what? That other printer just screwed up again. Dang it! What is going on? Now I'm gonna go ahead and give me 1 minute here. I'm gonna switch this to the other printer because it failed again, and and it's the printer's fault. It's not the filament's fault. cannot take many more failures because I am running out of the green PETG, and I will be very upset if I have to print a different color. You need me? I will be right back, guys. Alright, sorry about that. Turn off crash detection. Alright, yeah, give it a shot, see what happens. Oh, Dust, I didn't know you had an R2 as well. Alright, I need to slice these other files real quick. So I need a Prusa slicer, and of course they are all gone. So I need, I think, all of these here. Open. Okay, I do not need that. I need 2 of those. I need this one. But now I need to mirror it. So I just need to copy it, paste it, arrange it, flip it up and reverse it, and then where's Mirad? Oh, where's that at on here? Why am I not seeing it here? I wonder if I didn't do it on the other one. I feel pretty stupid. I am not seeing mirror for some reason. Why am I not seeing it? Ooh, don't do that. Undo that. Get rid of that. Let's add the other one in again. Let's lay this down. You don't see too many teardown videos. Everything is, you know, a build video. Oh, let's build this, let's build that. It's never, let's tear my printer down. All right, so for some, I am missing, where is the mirror function in Prusa Slicer? I could have swore I did this before, and I am totally brain farting, and I cannot find it. Oh, right click it. There we go. Along the x-axis. Okay, there we go. I found it. I'm just an idiot right now. Again, today has not been the most fantastic 3D printing day of my life. So I like it, Aaron. It lets me use this printer for something else instead of just letting it kind of sit around for something that I kind of use but don't always use. I love it. I think that's all the parts I needed. Let me verify here. That, okay. So now we're doing this in Sunlu PETG. Slice it, dice it. Export G-code to here. Sorry, I will get back to it in just a second, guys. I am just going to start this print. Okay, now that will do its thing. What's the filament set to? Yeah, okay. Okay. We are now going to go back to it. Yeah, I do have most every part. Sorry, I'm trying to get something out here. I have most every part. There are a few things missing. Actually, let me see what's I'm actually talking to LDO Motors right now because I think they're going to sponsor all the motors. So I'm going to assemble it as is right now, and then we're going to come back and we're going to swap out for better motors because the Z that I have for the build is going to be a little short because I don't have, because again in the new configuration I'm not going to, it's going to be taller, and I don't have any integrated lead screws that tall, but it's going to be fantastic. Oh, those aren't even connected anymore. Look at that. These on the coupler back here, these aren't even in anymore. Wow, that's crazy. The nuts are gone. Huh, I don't remember seeing those anywhere. That must have happened a while ago. I need to stop putting down my tools. I mean, I have enough parts to make a functional printer, but to make it like creme de la creme, make it snazzy, I need a little bit of extra things to make that happen. also crazy that I built all this whole thing without any lock nuts. They're all just regular old M3 nuts. Nowadays I use lock nuts for anything that I can. There goes the acrylic piece. Let's get these screws out. There we go. We're going to keep the lead screw nuts. I'm not going to be reusing them, but I will still keep them for other builds. I'm going to be using the, you know, the palm ones. Why is crunchy, Brandon, eh? Is it because of the bearings? I mean, I know you said you ordered new bearings for it. Brandon, when you assembled your Y, did you orient the bearings in the right direction? Because on Prusa, it is critical that you align the ball bearings a certain way in that. And if you didn't align your bearings correctly, you might have a problem. Stuck on there pretty damn good. Come on. Oh, this one's kind of stripped, that's why. This sucker is on there. It's been a heck of a long time since I disassembled this thing. I guess since I built it, I should say. Yeah, I put these in tight. None of these are coming out at all. Oh, that one. Nope, those are just stripping. Man. Get this out now. I oriented them correctly. Okay. Now I have no idea, dude. It's just how this printer was designed. Maybe they have a better time with the weight distribution. I honestly have no idea. I don't know if I'm able to get this screw off. And I can't get the coupler off either. Oh, crikey. Nope, that's stuck in there now. Come on. Man, I He-Man the crap out of these. Not moving either. All right, we're just gonna. You know what? We're just gonna let that hang out over there for a while. Let's get back to parts that I can disassemble properly, because that one is just not liking me today. And we are going to reuse this LCD unless they send me a new LCD as well. I'm not sure if they will or not, but I'm going to go ahead and reuse that. That junk away. Alright, let's take this other motor off here. Dr. Jekyll, what is up? Alright, let's see if I can get this one apart. The other one, no bueno. Is she, Aaron? Why? Because we're nerding out over designing a 3D printer? Or because of the premise of what it is? Hey, Neb. Yeah, so this is actually going to be the second printer that I'm actually recycling. I started a video, so I'm doing a bear build from scratch, a Prusa bear. And I'm not really salvaging a ton, but instead of spending $130 on a Prusa bear frame, I cut up the AlphaWise U10 gargantuan printer. It was like 400 by 400 by 500. Printed like garbage. I tried modifying it. But yeah, it was just a very old, not fantastic printer. So I decided to reuse the frame for a different new life printer. This one is jacking up too, and my hand is already cramping up from these M3s. Yeah, these are some crummy bolts that I used for these. Because the Weeha is just stripping them. Both of them have one bolt on them that won't come off. So that's awesome sauce, Everything was hidden up in the extrusion. Like, I really spent a lot of time cable managing this thing because I wanted it to look as clean as absolutely possible. I think I honestly succeeded with that. Except for that, what that was. Alright, let's see, what else can we take off here? Can I get this to that one? I did think about reusing this bed, but I have a Prusa bed that I have extra. So I'm going to go ahead and use that on the new build. I did like these, the way that John did the, the end stop mounts. Really worked out well. Never had issues with those. my motor out. So I did use stepper dampers on these. If you've never used those, they're fantastic. I like them. A lot of people don't, though. I'll give that. There are some people that strongly are against them, but they've worked out very well for me. That one's stripped. This one's good. Some of these bolts are definitely chintzy. Yep, I'm gonna have to get out the star bits from the iFixit kit in order to get some of these things out, because they are just gone. Alright, so what else can we do? Let's take off these Z braces. And they did use these acrylic spacers on them there. I don't need those anymore. But now I have some metal motor brackets if I ever need them. Add that to my 2020 box of stuff that I have that who the heck knows if I'll ever need. So this will be the third printer that I harvest. The first one was the G-Tech i3 aluminum. That was my very first printer, and I did harvest that one in order to make, what did I make with that? Oh, I think it was when was the Hypercube? Oh, it was to make the Mark III's clone. I harvested the parts for that, motors and whatnot. Let's get the gantry off. We are going to reuse the bearings. Pretty sure we are. I'm going to buy some. I'm going to buy some more from Ziltech so that I have some on hand. But I think I'm going to just reuse the bearings from this one. Just clean them out. Put some new grease in them. To see what kind of lithium grease I have. I don't think I have the thick one anymore. I think I just have the spray lithium grease. I don't know if that's going to work. If anybody knows, that'd be fantastic. Ooh, man. I crank these on. Oh, so I can get no leverage with that thing. It's too big. Let's pull out the big Papa Weehaw here. Yep, just like that. No problems whatsoever. No problem, no problem. This. What we're going to do is we're going to get everything off the frame. I'll set the frame to the side, and then we'll finish taking apart all these little pieces here. The rubber on the bearing will wipe off. What rubber are you talking about, Brandon? I'm not tracking. So the Z-rods are too short for anything on the new build, and I believe the X are too short too. So the only thing I can reuse are the Y, and those will be have to be cut down as well, just a smidge, and I will have no problem doing that. But yeah, so these ones are keepers. And this is part of the stuff I will be cutting down tomorrow. It's very satisfying to watch someone destroy a printer. So here are those bearing mounts that I made. Kind of hard to see. Sorry about that. Whoop, that's totally loose. So I made these for the knockoff dryland bearings. They worked well. Man, they were silent. Never had a problem with them. But I had to custom make them, custom height. Forget what I used as a base for those in order to figure them out. But this thing lost so much Z height because of how high up everything was. You lost a ton of Z height in here. Alright, so we're almost have the frame empty. Almost. A couple things here left to take off. Alright, now I need the big one. Aaron, I couldn't confirm. I will, when I pull the X apart, the problem is I can't measure them. But since they don't even go the full width of this, which was only 377, they weren't really useful anyways. They're probably only 300 or 310. That's a crummy M5 bolt. Get rid of that. These are back to being small ones. Oh, those are even smaller. Jeez Louise. What size are these ones? It'd be great to have some of these bearings around for later if I ever need them, or these rod holders. Last thing is the Y. Man, this is so light now that it's just the frame. It's so light. It's crazy to think. 3D printers really are not that much when you come down to just the frame. Alright, so here is our empty frame here. There it is. So this is going to get rejiggered, but let's take apart. We're going to take the rest of this stuff apart here, and then we can go back into it. Let's see here. What are we at? Thermal runaway on the cube. Do you have a silicone sock on that, Brandon? Doesn't have it. Shoot. It does have a silicone sock, and you're still getting thermal runaway. That's interesting. I would definitely PID tune that then before you do anything else. Because whatever the stock PID tuning is, it sucks. right. Bed free. Parts are falling everywhere. The hardware's falling everywhere, I should say. So there's the old. God, these beds are so tiny. I mean, such a tiny build volume on this machines. I don't need this, but I don't want it over here to break. Let's get that out of the way. All these parts that I dropped everywhere. I hated these bed leveling knobs. They are the tiniest thing you've ever seen. All those are trash. I'll keep the M3s, because those are useful. Aside from that, no thank you. Gosh, Shane, drop everything. Oh. Gotta save all the parts I can off this thing. These are just push in, but I love these little blocks that I made. I'm very proud of that. It's one of my first, like, really functional designs, and man, they just so satisfyingly just slip these in, but yet they still move. They don't get squeezed. Very proud of that build. Ouch. Stabbed myself. Almost got the bed done here. Well, Brandon's working on his, he bought a bear clone off Ally. And been having a little bit of issues with it. Whoa. Whoa, don't do that. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot. Ivan does use a screwdriver as a hammer. I forgot about that. I love his videos. He's a funny dude. He makes some cool stuff, man. Probably one of the best makers out there right now. Of all the 3D printing channels, man, Ivan takes that up to 11. Here I was later when I started using the M3 lock nuts, nylocks. Yeah, but here's the bed it was raised off of, man. It's just this super dusty, sousy, crummy. And that goes in the trash. Belt holder goes in the trash. Alright, now let's reclaim my switch, which was so not that great of a design, but hey, I had to open back, and I made a little zip tie mount here so I could clamp the cable to it. Like, I thought about some stuff back in the day. Yeah, not the safest thing in the world, but you know what? It worked. He's like, "Get my good red filament." Yeah, red filament. Yeah, I mean, he's sponsored by a Printer Pro, right? And they send him those gargantuan size spools. Like, I can't even imagine how big those spools are. He's probably said it. All right, how am I going to reclaim my switch here? Because I made the tolerance in it, I think, pretty tight. We're just going to have to cut this print. Ah. Ah. You can't tell, but I am looking away as I do this because I don't want to take a piece of PLA to the face. PLA hurts when it explodes. It really does. Learned that the hard way with some support a couple years ago. Well, it's like with kids. You only do it once. Unless your kid's a real winner, which I'd say mine have done some stupid things multiple times. But things that hurt them, they only do once. There we go. Five kg spools. There we go. Got my socket back. So I am going to reuse this socket because I already have all the wires on here. Everything is insulated and done up right, and it will fit the new power supply mount. So I'll just cut it, like nah, and reuse that. But this is going to go in the I need it later pile, and this can go in the trash. All right, now we can go to X. This X gantry disassembled. I don't think any of these belts are going to be useful to me. And I don't know if anybody does reuse belts, but I keep them just in case I need it for like some small project or something. So, oh yeah, Viking, you are printing that huge printer that I have no idea how to pronounce. All right, Aaron, let's see how big these rods are. These are 365. I can use these for the Z. These are perfect for the Z. So you know what? Let's get some tape and let's mark these, because those I don't even need to cut. All right, so where's my marker at? Z for Zorro. I'm kind of mad I cut those other rods earlier today, but hey, you live and you learn, it's fine. But yeah, I don't have to recut those, so that'll be great. Actually, I won't have to recut these 400s either. Now that I think about it, I don't need to recut any of these, so these can all go into the later pile for whatever build I do next. That's a win, Aaron. That is definitely a win right there, buddy. All right, let's get the rest of this stuff disassembled. So let me ask you guys, how you guys liking this view? Is this working out better? I'm feeling a little more connected as I'm here at my desktop, so I can access everything that I would need instead of trying to do it on my laptop and have the laptop on the table. I don't know. I'm kind of liking this setup right here for live streaming a little bit better. Polymate, well, a lot of these parts are going to go towards tomorrow's build, so I already have that scheduled for tomorrow, that live stream.